So, I hear we're into some of the same stuff.
You are about to join the revolution.
The time has come. Your world will never be the same. You are listening to a sophisticated conversation.
Greetings and welcome to episode number 52 of Podcast Revolution. I am your host John, also known as Johnny T and several other things, JT, what have you. And joining me in the studio is the man of one name, Tab, who's actually not in the studio with me. He's in Germany.
Hey, but in a month or two, I might make a guest appearance in the actual studio. Who knows?
Really?
Yeah.
That would be something the studio doesn't actually want.
Great.
We're not fit for to accommodate you. So,
you actually just broadcast out of an overturned bathtub in the backyard of.
Yeah, you can stay in Germany, please. No, well, we would love to have you in the studio. And then hilarity could ensue. So Tab, how is life over in Germany since the Bin Laden slaying?
All right, I've been regaled as a hero, and now it's just all the poon I can eat.
And everybody feels safer when they hang around you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they bring me gifts and pay worship to me as if I am a living god.
Very nice. Excellent. All right, so
yeah, but in all seriousness though, when Captain Taliban died and got murdered, like people were like that the morning of, like everyone who talked to me was expecting me to be like fucking dancing on tables and shit, and I was just like you guys expect me to be excited? Like I don't give,
You knew.
Yeah.
You're making my dick wet.
Oh my. All right, so Tab, before we get into anything, let's get into some recent news. What's the big news over there in Germany? Anything worldwide that you think our fans would be interested in?
In all honesty, yeah, there's an E. coli outbreak of a new strain that's caused, I think, 15 deaths and like 1,500 people are infected. So now everyone's afraid of. Yeah, so now everyone's afraid of fresh vegetables. Except me, because I just don't give a shit. I just don't give a damn.
Oh, good for you!
You're like Fish Boss.
Fish Boss.
The fish, you just don't give a damn.
Remember when I first heard that song and I kept missaying it?
What do you think?
Boss?
Oh, Boss Fish. Oh boy, but speaking of different things around the world, there's been the Sony mainframe which was hacked again.
Yeah, it's hacked like 20 times now.
And the group that hacked them released passwords onto the internets. And
yeah, it's as far as I can tell, like the purpose of that group is to like raise. It's like a cybersecurity company, except you don't hire them; they just show up and hack your website and then go, which is like a complete dick move.
And well, they're pretty ballsy. You know who their latest target was, correct? An FBI affiliate.
What does that even mean? What is an FBI affiliate?
Like a group that works with the FBI. And like half of its members are FBI members.
Okay. Like I feel like with how the internet works, they can just be like, yeah, we hacked the president the other day.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a good idea to mess with the FBI or any government agency for that matter.
I don't really see what the point is, like other than be a complete dickwad, which is kind of what I'm guessing is their modus operandi.
Yeah, sounds like it. The name of the group is Lulz Security.
Yeah.
They do it for the lulz. Speaking of doing it for the lulz, I was recently informed that the website Encyclopedia Dramatica no longer exists.
Yeah.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah, who was your source on that?
Myself, because I looked it up, and then I asked you how long it's been gone.
Right.
But yes. You're the one who introduced me to the site originally.
Yeah, that's right. That was years ago.
Many years ago.
Back when we were
Now
both in the war.
that site no longer exists.
Yeah.
Very sad day. But you know what's
Although
not
it still
sad
has its
is that
own Wikipedia page.
What's that?
Although it still has its own Wikipedia page, which is kind of ironic.
Yes. But good news, we did get some email this week.
Really?
We did. We got 3.5 emails.
3.5?
Yeah, well, one's verbal. It's not actually email. It's like speech mail.
Okay, so it's like, all right, whatever.
It's not voicemail, but anyways, moving on. So we'll get to a couple of these emails now and a couple later. Tab, I forwarded a couple of them to you. Do you want to do yours first, or do you want me to read one first?
You can do yours first.
Okay. So this one is from a woman named Greta. She doesn't leave the last name. Hello, podcasters. My name is Greta, and I recently began to listen to your podcast. This must be the most sexist show I've ever heard. I'm by no means a feminist, but your contributions to the internet have diminished the work of women everywhere. I've only heard a few episodes, but that's enough to know that none of you guys will ever get laid. That one guy, Eric, from the 50th episode, seems to think that women are nothing but sex objects. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could tone it down a bit and acknowledge women's contributions to society. P.S. I do appreciate that Dab feels that it's disrespectful to expect a blowjob from women, but he's still a sexist pig. Alright. Dab?
Wait, did you say Dab? Like with a D?
Yes. She thinks your name is Dab.
How? Like, is it my name's in, like, half the intros.
Yes, and it's in the, like, descriptions of the episode. Which apparently Greta doesn't read.
She probably can't read.
What? Yeah, she doesn't care for Eric. Or doesn't seem... I don't know why she listens to the show.
Yeah, I mean, what does producer Melissa think of our show? Does she think it's sexist and
I think
anti-
she just finds humor in the show. I think she knows it's not meant to be taken seriously. Well,
yeah,
maybe Eric, but
yeah, I feel like I don't know what to say about this email. Thanks for the email, Greta, but go fuck yourself.
Yeah. But she does say she appreciates that you feel it's disrespectful to expect a BJ from a woman.
Yeah, and then she calls me a sexist pig.
Yes. Oh dear. Greta, this show is full of jokes. We'll be telling them for the next hour or so. So, go away. And she says we'll never get laid. I wonder what that says about her. And I don't think she realizes that I'm married, so...
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And then again, they say marriage comes with not getting laid, so maybe she's good. No. But yes, she doesn't think any of us will ever get a woman. And that might be true for Eric, because he's... Eric. But yes. Alright, so... And you want to talk about this email anymore? Or do you want to move on to one of the ones that I forwarded to you?
Move on.
Alright. What do you got there?
Okay, so this one is from Stephen Duran or Duran. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, but so we always do kind of weird voices for these, and I just have to explain that this one's going to be pretty loud because he wrote this entirely in caps locks. So cruise control for cool. All right. Hello, Mr. John and Mr. Tab. Just a show, and it's pretty weird, but funny. I've only listened to the last 3 episodes, so I don't really get your jokes. But it sounds like you guys just sort of have a lot of fun, and it's nice to have something to listen to here at the retirement home. Oh, okay, so retirement home, that kind of explains the caps lock. I am the volunteer coordinator of activities at the center, and the residents really enjoy listening to people talk, so your show is really nice, and I just turn it up for the residents who are hard of hearing. Sometimes we don't understand your pop culture references, like baby showers, but we appreciate what you are doing to entertain people like us. Take care and God bless. Stephen Duran, Activities Coordinator and I'm going to leave out the location.
All right.
Because he put the address. Like it's a letter or something.
All right, well, Stephen, we're glad we could assist. Tab, how do you feel about people at retirement homes?
People can suck my dick.
All right. Tab, how do you really feel?
I don't really have any issue with them. I mean, I think a lot of people have kind of these false images in their head of how retirement homes are. I mean, I'd say maybe 30 years ago they tended to be kind of shitholes, but nowadays they're usually pretty damn good. My father works at one, so of course I'm pretty well informed on the subject. Oh,
good for you.
Yeah, I guess so.
But they're not really our target demographic.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were a demographic for podcasts.
No. But, I mean, apparently they find our show entertaining, and it's just hearing people talk is a good thing. So we encourage the listeners of the whatever home it is to send in their own emails if they know how to email, or have Steven email for you. So we'd love to hear from our old timers.
Mm-hmm.
You have a place on our show. So anyways, looks like it's time to go to a commercial break. So we'll be right back after this.
Oh no, I lost all my money in the lottery. I'm never gonna win. I should just stop.
Well, did you lose all your money in the lottery?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've only got enough money to pay the house payments and pay for food.
Okay, well, slow it down, buddy. All right, how much do you weigh?
About 200 pounds.
Well, you can, statistically speaking, you can go a few weeks without eating, and that money can go towards the lottery. House payments, forget it. That money can go towards the lottery too. Wait a minute, let's slow down. Why don't you just sell your house and then just get lottery tickets? Duh!
Well, I don't think my wife would like that. She's already really angry at me for spending so much money on the lottery.
Well, you know what they say about women? All they do is suck up your money. So, get rid of the woman. And that's more lottery money.
But even if that was a good idea, she'd take all my money in the divorce settlement.
Then how about you just kill her?
Kill her? I don't know if
the court might find you liable, but that's a gamble that you have to be willing to take. And you already seem willing to take gambles.
I guess so. I mean, do you think more tickets and murder my wife, I might win the lottery?
It is highly likely. Highly likely.
Really? What kind of odds are we talking about here?
I'm talking like 1 in 30,000 odds.
1 in 30,000? Wow, that's pretty good.
It's usually a lot higher than that.
Yeah, it's usually much higher. 1 in 30? I can't lose.
But if you're feeling like you might need a little bit more money before you play the lottery, you can come on down to the new Gamblers Depot Casino.
Really? And do you think I could make money there?
Well, I'll just say this. The house doesn't win every time.
Wow, but I don't really have time to go to a casino. I mean, I've got my job.
Who needs a job? If you win the lottery, you can hold the job.
Yeah, I could, if I won the lottery.
So just play the lottery and go to the casino, and you'll be happy and set for life. Alright, welcome back to the show. Tab, what's so funny?
Oh. Oh man, that's a good question.
All right, I think we'll tackle that once we get into the segment. All right, so everybody, for those of you who don't know, Tab and I are looking up advice columns online to do the popular segment where we ask questions and give better advice than online. So I found one with a very interesting question that I think Tab might be able to answer. But all right, so Tab, are you almost ready to get into the game show?
Yeah, and I found another question for us to use too.
All right, we'll use yours first. This one will be the final question.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay, so dear Miss Webb, I had a boyfriend for 2 years. I broke up with him 2 years ago. Now my parents arranged my marriage with another person. Can my husband be able to find that I'm not a virgin? Is some minoplasty surgery really worthless and have side effects? How much cost of this augury? I'm guessing she meant surgery. In Calcutta, which hospital do this surgery? Please don't tell him the truth. It is the matter of my parents' back. I didn't want my parents to suffer for my fault. Okay, clearly the person writing this is not an English speaker natively.
Wait, hang on, can you send me the link for that just so I can look at it?
Yes.
All right, thank you. But yes, this is a very interesting question. So she broke up with her boyfriend 2 years ago. Her parents arranged a marriage with another person. So I assume this might be
It's India.
In India.
She mentioned Calcutta, which is in India.
Okay. Can my husband be able to find that I am not a virgin? Okay. Well, do you want to take this one first, or do you want me to go first?
John, you take it first.
Okay. Well, I think that your boyfriend's gonna know that you're not a virgin, and he'd probably hit you and probably punch you, and it'd be a normal marriage over there, really. But aside from that, if you don't want to get punched and abused, then I suggest that you know who's at fault for this arrangement is your parents. So you can either A, kill them and like have them an elephant trample them, make it look like an accident, or B, the guy that you're supposed to get married to, just, I don't know, have your old boyfriend go beat him up. Yeah, that's all I got. All right, what do you got, Tab?
Well, I really don't think he's going to notice because he's going to be too busy, slamming his cow-free sausage into you.
Oh.
But I think if you really, really want to, cover it up and make yourself look like you're, a fresh cherry, you need expensive surgery. It's really easy. All you have to do is buy some, like Oscar Mayer bologna, and get a staple gun. And if you can't figure it out from there, look it up online. It's pretty straightforward. There's some YouTube videos.
Actually, what's cheaper than the actual surgery is just go down to the local center market, buy a cherry, plop it in there. You're all set.
Yeah, bam.
All right, I win this round.
Yeah, I think you do.
All right. Do you have any more questions lined up?
Yeah, I got one more.
All right.
Dear Miss Webb, I've been with my boyfriend for 6 months. Things are going well, but something's bothering me. He has a very, very close female friend. They talk to each other nearly every day, and he says he misses her when they go stretches without talking. I've met her a few times, and both of us seem slightly wary of each other. I've always known they were very close with. I'm ashamed to say I know this because I read some of the text messages between them. It was a violation of trust, and it was bad. I feel guilty, but I also didn't like what I read. They jokingly text dirty things to each other and add hug and cuddle, which are the kind of things he and I text each other. I read bits and pieces like, because I wanted a sweet message from you, and because I heart you, or the heart being spelled with the, smaller than and a 3. They listed as brother and sister on Facebook, and he's told me that he cares about her a lot and thinks of her like a sister. I can't help but feel that I'm competing with her. I wish I could talk to him, but I wouldn't be able to say exactly what I want without revealing to him the fact that I invaded his privacy. I trust him, but I don't know if I trust him completely and wholeheartedly. My imagination can run away with me sometimes, so I don't know how I should feel. But I also hate how things like this take over so much headspace.
Okay. Tab, do you want to take this one first?
I think the first thing you need to do is, get an alibi. First things first, get an alibi. Then you should take her out. Girlfriends going out and doing something, and then you just, dump her into a gorge. And then, when your boyfriend is all like, "I don't know what happened to her. Where'd she go?" You just tell her that you didn't need her. And she probably just left him because she's a see you next Tuesday.
Okay.
Johnny?
Well, it seems like this girl says she has an overactive imagination, so you should just, ma'am, I suggest that you tell your boyfriend that you have to go to a baby shower, and tell him what an imaginary baby shower consists of, and he'll start telling you how he actually feels. He'll be more upfront with you.
Yeah, in all seriousness, like in my actual serious response to this, I feel like she says they jokingly text dirty things to each other and then gives absolutely no examples. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
I think she's just making this up because she wants attention.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the impression that she's just an idiot or is like 14.
Yeah, I'm gonna wipe this question out. I'm gonna say nobody wins because this is a fake question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this broad doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, I know some question shows they just make up their own questions, but we're a legitimate advice group, and we don't appreciate these sorts of bullshit questions being presented as the real thing. So we call them as we see them.
All right, so
isn't that right, John?
Right. So that question is null.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's another question. So I'm 15, 5'4", and 140 pounds. I'm not really fat, but I'm definitely a little chubby. I want to work out, but I don't
stop
want
for a
my
second.
boobs to
Stop
get-
for a second.
What?
How tall?
5'4".
And 140 pounds.
Yes.
This is a woman, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
So I'm not really fat, but I'm definitely a little chubby. I want to work out, but I don't want my boobs to get smaller. I'm a 34C. If I work out and lose weight, are they going to get smaller? So I don't know if this is a question we're really qualified to answer, but Tab, what do you got?
Yeah, I think what you really need to do is just get some plastic surgery. Just get some liposuction and some silicone pumped into your tits, and that way you don't have to work out. You don't have to worry about your breasts getting smaller. It's a win-win.
Okay. And I'll say 34C is not a bad size, but I mean, you're still a little young, so I'm not gonna say that you'll go around blowing guys all the time, so they won't really care about your tit size, or that you'll just like bend over for them whenever they want. I won't say that, but what I will say is that it's good to take care of yourself, but to make other people know that you're available to help them too. So just let them know that you have a loving, giving, caring personality, and they won't care what you look like as long as you give them what they need.
And what do they need, Johnny?
I can't say that on the air. I can't say that they need like massive blowjobs or all that good stuff. But
You're making my dick wet.
Okay, so that's that.
John. I'm gonna have to that point is definitely yours.
All right, so I won. Very good. All right.
Well, isn't there one more question? Didn't you say there was a last question?
There's one more question. One more question. This one is worth 500 points. And I don't know how many points the other ones are worth, so I guess this is the only question that matters. All right. This question was posted Saturday, April 9, 2011 on the Advicinator website. Then the question goes, what is a boner? Too bad Frenchie's not here.
Well, what it is either.
What's that?
Why would that be helpful? He doesn't know what it is either.
All right, so Tab, what is a boner?
You know what? I'm gonna stick with the advice given by the people in the comment section of a boner is when a guy's penis gets hard due to arousal.
Followed by a smiley face.
Yes. Oh wow, I didn't even notice that.
All right. Well, I will answer that. A boner is something that Ramon always wished to achieve, but always failed to produce with his former girlfriend. From her, not from himself. I think he was able to produce a boner in himself, but not in her.
Yeah, and I feel like, listener, if you're out there, you can just figure out, use your vocab skills, figure it out from the context of the rest of Johnny's sentences.
So, yes, a boner. So that's a great question. But, Tab, why don't you tell us what is not a boner?
Me, personally?
Yes.
Everything but a boner.
Okay. Like?
Oh, wow. Wait, I think I've got another question.
According to Urban Dictionary, here's some different things for a boner. Something that occurs when the blood leaves the man's brain and goes to his cock. Something that you hide from your parents when there's a female in the room. Let's see. What your boyfriend has when you're making out with him. How big you wish your penis was all the time. There's a lot of good... Or some synonyms for it. Erection, penis, dick, cock, sex, stiffy, hard-on, woody, wood, hard, and so on. Yes. Tab?
What?
You said you had something else?
Yeah. Well, if you look at all the links from that Advicinator's question, there are a lot of really amusing ones. Like, is it gross to guys if a girl masturbates in front of them? These are the sort of things that you do not need to go to an advice website to look up. These are Google search. These are Google search problems.
Butt pimple.
And there seems to be a lot of these. There's a lot of questions about healthy weight, and just based on comparing it to my weight and height, and admittedly men and women's not quite equal, but women that definitely seem to think that they're overweight, and I can't see how that's physically possible based on their dimensions.
Okay. So anyways, this advice column is over. This advice column is done. And I'd say, now that I've entered the ring, I've emerged victorious, and I'm retiring from the game because I don't want to take away your only claim to fame in life.
Yeah, and honestly, though, some of these questions were bullshit. I'm just going to say that right now.
Yeah, you know what? You're going to have to send an email to the show if you're going to complain. All right?
Oh, right.
Because I don't take that kind of guff lightly. But I want it in writing. I want a hard copy.
So I'm going to mail it to you.
Yes. All right, it looks like it's time for a commercial break. So we'll be back after this.
All right, here's your new cell, boy. Get in there.
This doesn't make any sense. I'm not even supposed to be in jail. The court hearing got canceled after Mayor McCheese was murdered. Oh man, my bladder's so full of those supersized coats. So delicious. I gotta use the bathroom.
Ooh, I like the sesame seeds on them buns.
I'm Ronald McDonald. I'm not supposed to be here. Who are you?
Ronald McDonald, that's a coincidence. My name's Wendy.
Wendy, is that? Isn't that a girl's name?
Isn't Ronald the boy's name?
What? Oh, God.
Shut up, PPR. It's me, Officer Big Mac. Ronald, I need to talk to you.
Oh, thank God you're here, Officer Big Mac. I think this guy was going to do terrible things to my second best asset.
Shut up, shut the fuck up, before I smack 7 J's of potato out of you. Listen here, we found some important information regarding your case.
My case, me? Thank God, I'm not supposed to be...
No, not your case, you know, the mayor's. Murder. Figure it out.
Figured it out? What do you mean?
You know who did it. We analyzed the semen.
What's going on?
Oh, so fucking good.
Hamburger! Oh my God! You ate him alive from the inside! How is that even possible?
What a coincidence. I'm gonna eat you alive from the inside, Ronnie.
Get out of here! Oh God! This is so much worse than McDonald's!
McDonald's, less worse than jail. Alright, and we're back. Wasn't that another great commercial from our sponsors?
Yeah. Our sponsors are the greatest.
Yes, I enjoy having them and appreciate their gratuity. Alright, Tab, will you oblige us in reading some more emails?
Sure thing. Dear PPR, what happened to Cages? And they spelled his name like the word cage, but in plural. Favorite on the show. I loved how you made it.
Hang on, slow down. Tab, can you go back a little bit? You went out for a second.
Okay. What happened to Cages? He was one of my favorite characters on the show. I loved how you made him so dumb he couldn't remember his phone number, and how he didn't have any job or money and lived with his parents. Great character. Anyhow, why hasn't the guy who voices Cages been on the show lately? Has he been sick or just busy with work or something? I mean, it's not too much of a problem since you can still talk about the character, but it sucks I don't get to hear him say all that stupid stuff in his retarded-sounding voice. It'd be an overall failure. The other characters on the show were pretty good too, but I don't really like Tab. He's sort of one of those cliché, closet homosexuals who acts like a homophobe, and that really isn't that funny. Bring Cages back, please. Jojo.
All right, Jojo. Well, it appears that we need to clarify a few things on the show with you. First of all, no one on the show is pretending to be someone else. We're all just being ourselves. So, yeah, Cages is a real person. He's not a character that we made up. And the person who is Cages isn't a very good actor, so... yeah.
Yes.
And he seems to think that Tab's portraying a closet homosexual. Tab, how do you respond?
I'm just not gay. Like, I feel like that's where I want to start, and I want to finish by saying that, as we mentioned earlier on this very episode, we're making jokes, so anything that I may say that comes across as homophobic is usually just, for the sake of humor, and not, real.
So, what do you think about guys who think that you're gay?
You fucking suck my dick. No, that is not the case.
You seem to be confused yourself. But anyways, yeah, and Cages isn't exactly spelled that way. He spells it differently in the subject line too. He spells it with a K.
Yeah.
Like Kages, which is still wrong. But yes. All right. So yes. So just so everyone knows, we're not pretending to be other people. We're just being ourselves. And Cages actually didn't know his phone number for like a year. But actually, an announcement, special announcement. I need to make a sound for that. We might be doing a thing. When I say might, that means it probably won't happen. But we might be doing a thing called PPR Theater coming up, where we will be acting in some capacity at like a old radio serial thing. But we'll see how that comes out. All right, moving on. Our next email, it isn't actually an email, but something that Minna told me at work. So, and she was too lazy to send in an email. So that should give you enough right away to know about Minna's character. All right, but Minna basically said that listening to you bash Big Bang Theory made you sound like the character Sheldon in Big Bang Theory, and she thinks that you are the real-life equivalent to Sheldon.
So what she's saying is she thinks I have Asperger's, or at least the television equivalent of Asperger's, which is a terrible representation. But anyways, so you're trying to insult me, Minna, right? Because you're insulting me by saying that. Not only comparing me to that character, but even referring to me in the same context as that fucking awful show. In fact, I think you should just go and fuck yourself with your brother's dick and call it Easter Sunday, because I don't want to put up with that shit. But thanks for your email, I guess. Wait, you didn't send it in, you dumb bitch.
Tab, you're good at making enemies. You're making more enemies than Cage's with his smug attitude.
And his ego.
Yes. I don't think what you just said is anything I'd ever hear Sheldon say.
Good.
Yes. All right then. Well, that does it for those emails.
Please, we appreciate your emails. Send them in to podcastrevolution@gmail.com.
That's G as in Google.
And mail as in mail.
That thing that people used to send each other.
I still send people letters.
What's that?
Just, good for me.
Yeah, I was just gonna do that if you repeated yourself, which you didn't.
I'm halfway there.
So, Tab, tell us something that amuses you about
me.
Yes, what amuses you?
Just in general?
Yes.
That's a bullshit question, John.
All right, what's something that amuses a lot of people that doesn't amuse you? Besides the Big Bang Theory.
Glee.
Okay, I've never seen an episode, but go on.
I feel like even talking about the show anymore on this show will reduce our value, and people will stop listening.
People have to start listening first.
Shut the fuck up. Well, when that show first came out and became slightly popular, I put in that modicum of effort that I feel is necessary to at least give a show a try. Just watch it a little bit before you become too opinionated.
The biggest faggot.
You are by
5 minutes into an episode.
You are by far the biggest faggot I know.
Shut up, Tab.
Kyle. Oh man, K-Cap. It's funny, now that J. Russ moved back up north, whenever he's hanging out with me, Kyle will keep sending him texts being like, "Oh, why aren't you playing Battlefield?" That is really all he does. Like, he lives in Springfield, Mass, where there were tornadoes last week, and during the tornado, he looked outside and saw it, and he was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then he went back to Battlefield. Then he got very mad when his internet went down for a little bit.
Because of the aforementioned hurricane.
Tornado, yes.
Whatever.
But, yeah, he wasn't very... he doesn't have a job anymore. All he does is play Battlefield.
Wait, he had a job?
He did. But now he just plays only Battlefield, and...
How does he, buy food?
He lives with his mother.
Oh, wow. He's like Cage's all grown up.
Oh, he's actually younger than Cage is.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
But, what was I going to say? K-Cap. Damn it. Just had something, too. Keep making fun of him for a second while I think.
I don't really have anything to say, Johnny. You're kind of on your own. Dead air. Dead air right here. We got crickets.
You know, Skeet. Yeah, why don't you go...
Bob and his...
Oh, man. But yes, K-Cap is addicted to Battlefield, which isn't that great of a game. Oh, I remember. You know how on Xbox, if you don't like playing with somebody, you can give them a negative review?
Yeah.
And if you do like playing with them, you give them a positive review? Kyle's positive to negative ratio is 10% positive, 90% negative.
I think you mentioned this on a previous episode. But yes, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
Because they do it intentionally.
Well, like some people just give them negative rating because he kills them a lot, but some people he just like trolls them in the game.
Right.
Which that's a pretty awful score right there.
Yeah.
And J. Russ is trying to beat Kyle, but he's having no luck because he actually has a job and can't play video games all day.
Right.
Right. All right. Looks like it's time for another commercial break. So we'll be right
Really?
back. What?
Okay.
Oh, no. What were you saying?
No, nothing.
You made a really high-pitched noise.
Maybe it was a ghost.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Just go to commercial.
All right. We'll be right back.
Oh, it's so nice to be walking here, enjoy my lovely vacation here in the States. You know, so nice to be in these downtown areas, lovely business. A Walmart, I mean, it's no Canadian Tire, but I mean, it's something. I guess I'll go there later. Oh, who is this fella walking up there? Good morning to you, boy.
Good morning, sir. Let me introduce myself. My name is Colonel Bluth. And, first off, you look like you're just visiting the town. You're not from this town. You're probably from a couple towns over. So let me show you around. This is Walmart, good place. But let me bring you. Come walk with me. Let's walk this way. I got a cool store for you. What would you do if I could tell you that you could get a job where if you work there, chicks will be all over you 24/7 all day and won't be able to get off your pants?
Off my pants there. Oh, that sounds a bit steamy. I mean, it might be a bit too much for me.
Well, you look like the kind of guy who could handle it. And look here. Let me tell you, fella. What's your name again?
My name is Mike the Canadian.
All right, Mike. So, first of all, what would you do if I told you that I could get you a job where you get to go overseas?
Overseas? I mean, I don't know. I've never really left Canada except to come here for my vacation. I don't know if I really can afford to go on another vacation.
Well, let me tell you what. You don't have to pay for this. It's free. We pay you to go overseas, go on adventures, and see a whole new world.
Really? An adventure? I mean, being an office clerk doesn't, it's not the most exciting life, but I thought it was pretty good. But, I mean, what kind of adventures are we talking about here?
Not only could you go overseas, but you get to shoot dark people. How cool is that?
What do you mean, dark people? Like, I'm not really sure what you mean there, boy.
You wouldn't even have to think for yourself. We just tell you what to do. And it's a do nothing. Well, you do plenty of stuff job, but it's pretty much you just go in there and you do it. It's you don't have to think a lot and make mistakes. We do it for you. How does that sound?
I mean, I don't really need to get I don't really need to get into the job market again. I've already got a pretty good job. Like I said, I'm an office clerk back in Saskatchewan.
All right, here we are at the building. All right, now read that sign. Read that glorious sign.
I mean, it says Army Recruitment Center. Wait a minute. Are you talking about the Army here?
Of course I am. You look like a perfect candidate. How old are you, sir?
Well, I mean, age really doesn't matter here, because I'm not an American citizen. I'm from Canada. I'm Mike the Canadian.
All right, no. Canada is part of the United States of America, so you're ready to join the Army.
No, you're mistaken. I mean, Canada is not. We're not part of your United States. I mean, we're on the same continent.
I know. Look, fella. I see that you're trying to find a way out, but I just got this beep here, and it says that I still have a beeper. I know it's a little old school, but hang on. Let me call my boss really quick. I don't need to. I know what he's gonna say. It says that they have instituted the draft, so regardless of whether you want to join or not, you have to.
Well, that's not really how it works, because, I mean, as I said, I'm not an American citizen, so I'm not really subject to your country's draft. I'm a Canadian citizen. If we get involved and we have a draft, then I suppose, then it's a different subject. But, like I said, I'm not a U.S. citizen, so...
Get the hell out of here.
Alrighty there. Nice meeting you, sir.
Mike the Canadian. Alright, and we're back. Wasn't that another informative... I guess it was a commercial for the Army more than anything.
Yeah.
So, go out there and do your country proud. Because No, do whatever you want. I don't care. Anyways, usually at this time of the show, when we're about to end it, we do recommendations. At least for this episode, maybe for future ones, we've decided not to do the recommendation section. And instead, we are going to do a short movie review. So, Tab, what movie are we going to be reviewing? And will you give us a brief, spoiler-free plot synopsis?
Alright, we're going to be reviewing The Squid and the Whale. It's essentially about a, suburban family going through divorce and how they're all dealing with it.
Fair enough. And the movie stars, among other people, Jeff Daniels and a young Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah. Speaking of a young Jesse Eisenberg, have you ever seen the movie The Emperor's Club?
I have not.
He's like, I think... Oh.
No, I have not seen Emperor's Club.
Yeah, well, it's got Jesse Eisenberg when he's probably like 12.
Interesting. And the movie was directed by Noah Baumbach, who also, I believe, wrote and directed the horrible Greenberg movie.
Yeah, that was, I mean, the one thing it had going for it, at least, was it has,
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller's actual hair color.
True. But anyways, back to Squid and the Whale. Tab, how did you feel about this movie?
I thought it was, both entertaining and fucked up. In a good way.
Right.
I guess.
Especially that one scene in the library.
Yeah, and also the scene in the hallway with the locker.
Yes, true. But yes, the kids don't cope with the divorce very well, and one of the kids sides with the mother, and the other, Jesse Eisenberg, sides with the father. And he proceeds to pretty much become a compulsive liar throughout the episode, or throughout the entire movie.
Yeah. But
and
it was a clever movie. Humorous in a kind of not so much a laugh out loud way, more of a holy shit, what are they doing kind of way.
Yes. How did you feel about the dad's dating advice? It sounded kind of like Eric's dating advice.
Yeah, it was actually a lot like Eric's dating advice. In that it was terrible advice.
Yes. Yeah, it leaves you feeling bad for many of the characters.
Yeah.
And it's weird because in this movie, nobody's really the good guy, but plenty of people are like the bad guy.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where you're kind of trying to figure out throughout the movie who's in the... By the time you realize that no one really is.
Like, no one's truly evil, but no one's really completely good either.
Exactly.
Kind of like real life, I suppose. Like, no one is a complete, always good person like Johnny in the movie The Room. Oh, speaking of The Room, I'll go off on a little tangent. Eric was here last night, Eric and my friend Bob, and Eric decided he wanted to watch The Room. So, before we watched The Room, we went out to 7-Eleven and purchased Eric didn't believe me that it was real, a drink called Game Day Beer. And, we looked at one 7-Eleven, they didn't have it, we went to another one, they had it, and Eric was so excited he took pictures of us holding it. And Game Day Beer was, for a 12-pack, less than $6. Which is pretty terrible. And the beer tasted like weasel piss. But it enhanced the room tremendously. With our half of Game Day Beer each.
Really? You couldn't make it through a single can?
It wasn't very good. Well, actually, Eric liked it, but that's Eric.
Yeah, but he also liked Sucker Punch, so...
Yeah. Speaking of terrible movies. Alright, back to Squid and the Whale, which was a good movie. Yeah, set in the 80s. Did you feel the whole 80s vibe in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I didn't specifically feel the 80s, but I felt that it was, not contemporary.
Right. And I thought they set the scene well in New York, down in the village, and the kid playing his Pink Floyd songs on guitar and saying that he wrote it.
Yeah, see, for me, I listen to music, so for me, like, I didn't recognize it as being Pink Floyd song. I was just like, huh. And then when they said it's Pink Floyd, I was like, oh, okay. So for me, it's a slightly different thing, but whatever.
Right.
Didn't change the movie.
But you still knew that he didn't write it himself.
Yes, I did know that.
Okay. But, yeah, it was an interesting movie with lots of betrayal and different weird relationships happening.
Yes.
And Ivan.
Yeah, Billy Baldwin.
How did you feel about Ivan?
His character was kind of weird, you know, but of all the major characters, he was the one that was just kind of like, he was laid back and not really doing anything wrong unless you, count, banging the mom.
But did you find it annoying that he ended almost every sentence with the word brother?
Well, that was how he was. He was like kind of just like, an obnoxious hippie kind of way.
Hey, brother, calm down, brother.
And of course, by the end of the movie, Frank, the younger sibling, is saying that a lot too.
Yes, and he's also drinking a lot of beer.
Well, yeah, that's true, and a lot of wine. Really, just alcohol.
Yes, but so Tab, how many stars would you give this movie out of 5?
Probably, maybe 5, probably 4.
I'd probably say about 4. And it's good movie. I'd watch it. I've watched it several times, but it honestly doesn't have a whole lot of rewatchability.
True.
But it's a good character study.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for a lot of action, this isn't the movie for you. But if you're looking for some complex, disturbed characters, this might be the place to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because there's plenty of those. And the title of the movie really has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Very little to do with it.
So, what's an alternate title that you could come up with?
Let's see.
I know I kind of put you on the spot there. What was that?
Yeah. Nah.
Like something that would more accurately describe what happens.
This family's fucked.
Yeah, that works. What? Jeff Daniels' performance in it was good as always. Have you ever seen Jeff Daniels do a bad performance?
No.
And I think his the role that he does that's least like his others is probably Dumb and Dumber. But he was good in that too. Do you agree? Oh, I apparently have lost tab. Is this still recording?
Yeah.
Okay. You're there? Alright, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Alright, tab's back. Alright, so, I think now's a good time to end the episode. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about the movie or anything in general?
No. No, I don't.
Alright, well then, say your goodbyes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Alright. I'd like to thank our emailers. I'd like to thank Greta, Jojo, and was it Steven? Yes, Steven. And I'd like to I'd give a half thank you to Minna for
Minna, if you're gonna say negative shit about me, at least email it to the fucking show.
What he said. Oh my. Alright. So thank you everybody. And I'd like to thank Tab or Dab, as some people think. And I'd like to thank myself, because without me, the show wouldn't be possible. So, it's been great having you guys here, and we will see you next week. All right, thank you, everybody, and goodbye.